Hi, I'm Shante,
Hi, I'm Gia.
and we're here with iRep Christ News to find out what young people like us in their 20s and 30s think about the upcoming referendum. You ready?
Let's go.
Okay, so my first question is, how much do you know about the referendum?
I have a fairly good understanding about the four bills. I still want to do a little bit more research because there are a lot of conversations being had, as you probably well know, and there are a lot of good points on either side. So I think everyone should be doing due diligence.
Are you registered to vote yet?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so if you can give one sentence that sums up what you think the referendum is about, what would it be?
Referendum levels the playing field. Right now we have inequalities in our Constitution for both men and women, and for me this referendum will remove those inequalities.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think this referendum will affect you personally?
Personally, it will. I'm about to marry a foreigner, and I would like to be able to pass on citizenship to her. My sister is also a Bahamian who cannot pass on status to her children unless she's has them out of wedlock. So personally, it's going to affect me greatly.
Okay, so do you know how many bills there are, and can you name any of them? Can you tell me what they say?
Yeah, there's four of them, and as I understand it, the first one will allow children born to Bahamians abroad to get status. Number two will allow, as I understand it, Bahamian women to pass on status to their foreign husbands that Bahamian men are allowed to do right now, but there are checks and balances in there. It's not automatic. Number three will allow Bahamian men who have children born out of wedlock to get status for them here locally, which they cannot right now. Oh, sorry, that cannot right now. And number four will ensure that no act of parliament could ever be written that discriminates against men or women.
Okay, so if all the bills are passed, how do you think that's going to affect the country?
That's very hard to say. I mean, that's a hypothetical. But what I would imagine is that, one, Parliament will never be able to write any laws to discriminate against men or women, which we should all be for. The other ones, we're going to have an increased amount of citizens now that have a stake in the Bahamas and want to see further development in the country. You have, on a national scale or international scale, the Bahamas will then be identified as a modern country in another aspect. We're not fully modernized yet, but another aspect. And that allows us to sit at the table with some bigger players and get more for our country.
My last question is, if you had to ask any one question that would be able to solidify your stance on the referendum, what do you think that question needs to be?
I don't think I have any questions that would solidify my stance. I think there's a general distrust in the political organization that's putting this out. So I think if I could sit down in a room with them and ask them what spurred this, I guess would be. But I have a good idea of why they did it. So there's no one question that's going to help me either solidify or remove my stance.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.